Hey there everybody, thanks for pressing play. In this video we're going to have a look around this car here. This is a 2014 Honda CRV 1.6 diesel, what's called an ES model. If there's any information you want on this car, please do not hesitate to give me a shout. 086 843 1945 if you want information about the car or the kind of warranty we provide, or if you want information about things like financing, or also if you want information about trading in the car that you have at the moment against this particular car. And I think it's worth mentioning that we are Fitzpatricks Garage, a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years. So if you're buying, more than 70 years now, if you're buying a car like this, there's a good after-sales set up on it, and we are a main Honda dealer, so we know how to get these cars ready for sale properly. So I think what we'll do is we'll start off by going for a bit of a drive in the car. If you're not used to SUVs, then the first thing you're going to find is this car, it's nice because it's high off the ground. There's good elevated driving, so there's good vision all the way around the car, nice big mirrors and nice big windows. One thing that people always used to be concerned about these cars was 1.6 engine. Now this is when it came out first, I'm going back to 2013, and they were concerned about the level of power in the car. It's 120 horsepower, 300 newton meters of torque. There is loads of power, and it's a really efficient car. To be fair, most people report circa 50 or so miles per gallon, which is really impressive on a big SUV, and it's been a very, very reliable unit. Things like cruise control along through here as well is quite nice and comfortable, and it's just a nice, straightforward, functional cabin. Everything's easy to use. So other things I think that are worth mentioning on this car, we talked about the engine already. Like we're saying, 1.6 diesel, really good unit and reliable and frugal, and also decent power as well. This is an ES model, so the significance of an ES model at the time was there was parking sensors along the front, and you also got things like front fog lights. The wheels, in terms of size, are a straightforward 17-inch wheel, which means, you know, it's a common size tyre, so they're not difficult in terms of expense. Somebody at the time when they bought this car would have specified tinted rear glass, which is pretty useful. Well, okay, actually it looks nice, right? But I think it's quite useful from the point of view of when you have kids in the back of the car, or adults, just if you don't want that sun beating directly in on top of them, the privacy glass is quite nice. And like we were saying then, this is an ES model, so again, it had parking sensors along the back that complemented the parking sensors on the front. A couple of small neat things. I always like the way they put a little bit of chrome here because it matches the similar chrome that goes around the window. And then if you move around to the front of the car, like these are small little design things that people kind of overlook sometimes. These chrome slats along the front, so they kind of match. And I think these really are a good looking vehicle. They're the kind of car that I think as time has moved on, I think they look better as time moves on. Some of the other cars on the road, they age a bit quicker. I always found a Honda's actually, if you see a 10-year-old Honda on the road, it's actually a good looking vehicle. So the headlights, they're completely automated, so it just means in terms of daytime and nighttime, if you leave it sitting in automatic, they'll come on when it gets dark. The wipers are also fully automated, so they'll come on when it rains. The key's also going to have things like a full closure and opening setup, so if I hold the key, see the way I can drop the windows, or similarly, if I hold the key to lock, I can retract the windows and I can retract the wing mirrors, and then when I get back into the car, those wing mirrors will automatically pop out. The boot is massive. We sell a lot of cars here at the garage. I mean, the Tucson is super popular, and we sold lots of Sportages and Qashqais and stuff. But things like the CRV here, the boot is really big in them. Actually, the floor is in really nice condition on it. So the boot's really, really big. I have found over the years, people have come up, thrown buggies in the back of a Tucson. This is way deeper. The length, I think, is a little bit longer, but it's the depth. It's a much bigger boot, I find, than some of things like Sportage and Tucson. Underneath there, then, you'll also have things like a spare wheel too, and for convenience and flexibility you can drop the seats using the levers on both sides, and you end up with this absolutely massive load area in the rear of the car, so it gives you great flexibility if you have awkward things that you want to transport. Again, from a convenience point of view, look at the way the doors open so wide. If you're trying to get around a child seat, or trying to load a child in, or just even getting an adult in and out that maybe mobility is an issue or anything like that, it's really square. You go look at your car next time you're getting out of it, and a lot of the time they're kind of bent back and you don't have as much room. They've kind of gone out of their way to make these really accessible. In terms of the rear, so there is child locks for the doors and electrics for windows, speakers in the doors, fine. 3 head restraints, 3-point safety belts, ISOFIX on either side. Here's a bone of contention. So for a lot of people, they want to get like a child seat in the back. A child seat. They want to get 3 child seats in the back. It's doable without, so it is doable, right? But you can't use the ISOFIX. You got to use the 3 child seats. And there's like a make, JOLIE, in child seats that seems to have a slightly smaller, more compact child seat that allows 3 child seats across. But it is a squeeze. But I found there's very few of these SUVs that do it well. In terms of size in the car then, headroom is good. Legroom is good here as well. Ventilation, down through here. Storage on either side. And just looking around, the materials on the floor and the carpets and the back of those seats, everything looks pretty nice through here. Onto the driver's side then, controls for electrics for windows and mirrors. One other thing about the mirrors actually, if you leave the mirror in the left function, right, so you've right, you've neutral and you've left. So just leave it sitting on L, which means you have control for that there. If I go for reverse, I get a camera up here. Watch this, it dips down as well, so I can actually see. Now look, it makes a bit of a creaking sound when it does it, but you can actually see over there where your left wheel would be. And then if you go back into neutral, it comes back into place. Okay, some people like it, some people don't, but I think it's a kind of neat function. Up through here then, you would have seen as I was driving the iMid, so things like radio station, or average speed and fuel efficiency, or clock. And I gotta say, I'm a massive fan of these radios. Basic, yes, but you know what, does everything I wanted to do. Got a CD player. After that then I have USB connector in through here. Got auxiliary as well over here. 12 volt outlet in through there. That is a movable armrest. There's a drinks holder in through here, which needs to be hoovered. Again, the car's not fully clean yet. Another 12 volt outlet. Gearbox in through here, fine. And then dual zone climate, so I can have different temperatures on each side of the car with a front demister and a rear demister, and the rear demister also demists those wing mirrors. Over here then I can control things like the trip computer for average speed and fuel efficiency and all that stuff. Cruise control is here with a speed limiter, the iMid function you saw me using already, and then volume controls and Bluetooth down through there as well. And the steering wheel then is rake reach, which means you can pull it in and out as well as up and down. And then the neat thing about the driver's seat is obviously it's height adjustable, but you got lumbar support here for your lower back in through there. And in terms of wear, this is an area that normally sustains wear in a car. The seat is in good condition in my opinion. Another cool thing on these are electrochromatic, so it means the mirror darkens itself, so you don't have to trip it for daytime, nighttime. But more importantly, I think, this looks out the back window of the car, depending what way you're sitting, and this looks into the back seats of the car. So it's a conversation mirror. It's also a sunglasses holder, but it means you can look out through the back window, and then over here you can watch where the kids are at. Because I've often been driving a car where you're going to see what the child is doing in the rear left, and then you can't see out through the back window. So this actually allows you to do the two things. Anyway, so there you have it. If that car is of interest, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits, 086 843 1945. Like we said to you, if you want information about your trading in your car, financing, or information about this car here. And hopefully the car's of interest, and hopefully the video has been useful, and thanks a million for taking time to watch.